hair. I wish I was going to get a haircut, but no. I'm going to pick up Alyssa's birthday present. I had ordered it, and it wasn't supposed to. Her birthday's not till next Friday. It wasn't supposed to come in till next Tuesday. But I have a curbside pickup. But it got there early, so I'm going to go pick it up today and then just give it to her next Friday on her birthday. I might give it to her today because she's kind of anxious. Kind of bored too. But anyway, like I said, today is Friday. Did I say that? I'm going to say it now though. Today is Friday, May 15th. The month is almost half over. It's like unbelievable. Once again, no walk. We had really loud thunderstorms early this morning and kind of rolled around in the house. And then now it's raining again. I was hoping it was supposed to just rain a little bit in the morning and then be done, and then we were supposed to be able to go out again this afternoon. But the sky's pretty dark, so I don't see me going for a walk this afternoon. But I'm going to stay on track today, eat healthy, eat enough, and okay, you know what, the thing is, I have so many cans, because Jim's a big diet soda drinker, and usually I just keep them in my trunk of my car, and then so when I go grocery shopping, I just remember and I grab them and go in. But in Michigan, at least, they're not taking back returnables yet. They still charge you. Oh, they still charge you, but they're not taking them back yet. So I just threw them in the back of my car. This is a habit of when I just take the bag. We have a trash can in our laundry room that we keep the cans in, and so when it gets full, my habit is just to take it out, tie it up, and put it in the trunk. So I started to put it in the trunk on the day that I was going to pick up my groceries, and then I realized that, you know, it would take up too much room. So I just threw them in my back seat. So now I got the rattling of the cans. And I have 2 bags of cans back there now, so I'm going to have a small fortune when I go back. I'll probably have about $50 worth. I wouldn't doubt. So I just, it's like a savings account for me. Somebody in the neighborhood is collecting them for something, I don't know what. It didn't seem like a worthy cause. Oh, it was for their kids, because they're trying to teach their kids how to save money. Well, then give them an allowance and tell them to teach, you know, I'm not going to teach your kids. If it was for like a trip or something, I'd probably give it to them then, but no. Give them an allowance. That's what I did with my kids. They probably don't remember, but when they went to Catholic school. Christy didn't, because when we moved, the Catholic school by us, where we moved, didn't have a school, and they had a church. They originally had a school, but you know, they had it closed, and you know, all that. But my kids had little, at least I did too, and I think that Jimmy did. Maybe Danny didn't, but I know Jimmy did. No, Danny did too, because he went to Catholic school. They had their own little church envelopes, so they would get an allowance, and of their allowance, they had to put at least a nickel, because they didn't get a lot. I think they got like 50 cents or maybe $1, if that. But they had to put at least a nickel in the envelope on Sunday, because you have to support your church. You just have to. So, and then the rest of the money, they had to save a nickel. They had to save at least a dime in a piggy bank, and then they could spend the rest on themselves, because I was trying to teach them. The only one that really took to heart the savings was my son Dan, because my Dan was really good with money. My Dan was generous to a fault. When he would break a candy bar in half to measure, to share it with somebody, he'd always measure it. And most kids would be measuring to see that they got the bigger piece. Danny would measure, and if one piece was bigger, he always gave it to the other person. I don't know that he'd do that now. No, I think he would. I think my kids are pretty charitable. I really do. But, you know, it begins at home, so you have to teach them things. And I think that my kids turned out pretty good, I think. I'm pretty proud of my kids. And I'm proud of my grandkids, too. I'm really proud of David, because David struggled all through high school. And I told him when he graduated, that's why there's a picture of me with his cap on, because I felt like I should have walked across the stage with him. Because Jimmy did live with me for a year. He lived with me during his sophomore year. What was it? No, it was his junior year. He lived with me through his junior year, and only because his just circumstances led him to live with me so that he could stay in the same school district and go to the same high school because he had already started there. But he had a little bit of a learning disability, and so he struggled. He really struggled, and we really had to pull him through to get to school. And when he did finally get to school, he graduated. I told him I had to go across the stage with him. But anyway, he was always not going to be a college-bound student. But he's a carpenter now. He was a carpenter apprentice, and I'm really proud of him because he works really, really hard. And he's 19 now, and he's looking to buy a brand new car on his own credit because his dad co-signed for him last year for his car. He's made all of his payments. He actually is, I think, 2 months ahead on his payments for his car, and he wants to get a truck. And I'm thinking that once all of this is said and done and things start opening, they're going to have a lot of inventory, and so they're going to be some really good prices, and I think that they'll probably have really, really low interest rates too. So and he's been saving his money, and he's got a pretty good savings account going, and I'm just really proud of him. I know this is a weight loss channel, but every once in a while I'm going to steer off in a different direction because people are getting tired of hearing about losing weight. But on that note, I did get I'm sure everybody did, an email from Mindy, I guess her name is, the head of the WW, and she said that they're going to start easing back into doing in the studio. I'm not too sure about that. I'm thinking that I might go online and do online Weight Watchers because I'm just not comfortable. I know that there's a lot of people that are comfortable, especially in Michigan. I think that, like the thing I hate about any state, when they show the people that are out there going crazy, complaining and stuff like that, it usually is just the minority of the people that are complaining, but unfortunately they get the most press, and I don't care what state you're in. I think that you have a few people that are just making your state look bad for whatever reason, So, it's just, I don't even know how I got on that. But anyway, I think, but the only thing is, I don't think that if you do online, you get the pamphlets. I'm not sure, but I don't think you get the pamphlets. So I really like getting those little pamphlets. I never thought I'd say that, but I really do like getting those little pamphlets. But I have my mask. The son gets them for me because where he works. But I actually had a friend of mine make me a couple cloth masks because I hate to keep bothering my son. I don't want him to get in trouble because it's an N95 mask, and he has them in his place because of where he's doing what he does. He's making the ventilator parts. So anyway, I gotta go. Sorry about that. I really do think this is going to be the way of the future. So, I just,
Can you move your finger for me?
Oh.
I'm sorry. So easy to do. Thank you so much. Can you roll down your back window for
Yeah,
me?
it is. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you.
I'll just put it in the trunk.
In the trunk? Okay. Have a great day.
Thank you. Stay safe.
You too.
Well, that's just a little bit too easy. Anyway, I think some of the retail stores are supposed to be opening up pretty soon. Hopefully the protesters that we had the other day doesn't throw our curb off. They did which is kind of, which we all know. I know it's kind of scary in the sense, but what they did was, and it's the government. My son Jimmy's a big conspiracy theorist, but on this thing I agree. But what they did was they tracked everybody's cell phone that was at the last protest, and then they followed them where they went to to check how the cases were the following week or two after their protest. And in the areas that they went back to, the numbers did spike. So it's good that they can track it like that, but it's bad that they track you. But then you know that they track you. And a prime example is my Kroger. They're going to be building something here now. Sorry, I get distracted. They probably started it before. I haven't been this way in a while. Because I'm still on my tank of gas that I put back in March. I'm on 3/4 of a tank. Okay, I've rambled on again, and now I forgot what I was saying. I don't even know. Oh, they track you. When I go to Kroger's, see, sometimes in my brain, I just got to let it rattle around a little bit. At Kroger's, when I go to do my grocery order, they offer suggestions, and the suggestions are always the brands that I always buy. So they're tracking you no matter what. You know, they can, like any criminal show and things like that. That's why, you know, what kind of gets me, and I don't mean this to be political or anything. This is just a general statement in the whole scheme of things. Is when everybody are all complaining that, you know, like they trapped Flynn into lying. I was brought up, you either tell the truth or you tell a lie, one of the two. He admitted that he lied 3 times. But then the thing that gets me the most, I find the most humorous, is the fact that they say, well, the FBI tricked him into lying. Does the man never see a show of Law and Order? Has he never watched Criminal Minds? Has he ever not watched any law show? And you know, Blue Bloods, Law and Order, Chicago PD, anything. They can lie to you, which is not right, which is not, they shouldn't be able to, but they do. And I'm thinking, you're an intelligent man. If you would have told the truth, they couldn't have tricked you. And that's true of anybody, not just him. This is not political to me. It's just a fact of life. You either tell the truth or you tell a lie. And if you get caught, you get caught. And he admitted it 3 times. So, I don't know. Anyway, I think I'm done babbling. I think I'm just boring you now. I don't know. Sad news, my friend's family member had passed away yesterday. So if you could offer up some prayers for them, I'm sure they would appreciate it. It was kind of expected, but you know, you always hold out hope. But they know that I'm keeping them in their prayers. Well, I always think it's kind of silly of me to show you what I'm eating because you always know it's going to be fruit related for breakfast, for sure. But I'm in a silly mood today, and I'm going to decide that I'm going to be you. I'm going to be me, and I'm going to be silly. Anyway, today is Friday, May 15th, and my quote is, be crazy, be stupid, be silly, be weird, be whatever, because life is too short to be anything but happy. It's a 7-point breakfast. 0 for my egg, berries, grapefruit, tea, and water. 3 points for my 1 tablespoon of peanut butter. And 4 points for my half a bagel. 7 points. Still have 16 points left for my dinner. Okay, the sorriest looking scrambled eggs. It was supposed to be an omelet, but I don't know how to make an omelet. I have an omelet pan, and I still can't make it with an omelet. Anyway, as long as it tastes good, that's all that really matters. 4 points for a 1/4 cup of cheese. 2 points for my 2 slices of toast, 3 points for my tablespoon of strawberry preserves, and 0 for my egg. I have 2 eggs, my veggies, and my cranberry juice. So it's a 9-point dinner. So I still have 7 points left if I want to snack later on. Well, it obviously wasn't the prettiest looking scrambled eggs you've ever seen, or even an omelet for that matter. It started off as an omelet, and then it turned into a disaster. I have an omelet pan where you put so much on one side and then you just flip the pan over and it makes the omelet. It sounds easy, doesn't it? It never works. It never works for me. But it was good. And I apologize for all the noise on the beginning of the video, but it's Michigan. You know, we're the motor capital of the world and we have the crappiest roads. And my big excitement, my big news for the day is I had a hummingbird on my hummingbird feeder. I was watching it and I thought, is that a big bumblebee or is that a little hummingbird? And so I just sat here and I was watching and watching because my tree has blossoms on it before it turns into a plain looking tree after the blossoms fall. And it was going from blossom to blossom. Oh, like the king and I. Anyway, I couldn't tell if it was a bee, and then I got up really close and I thought, oh my gosh, it's a hummingbird, because it was so small. It was really, really tiny. So then I got my phone out to film it, and it flew away. But trust me, I had a hummingbird. So I went out and got the feeder off and put some new feed in there. Excuse me. Because it's been, I think this is the third day. I think I like to change it every third day. So anyway, I was in a silly mood today. That's why my quotes were all about silliness. So I'm just going to watch a little bit of TV. Have my weigh in tomorrow. Hope for a little bit of a loss. I'd like to lose 0.2. I know I said that last week too. And it's if I can lose 0.2, I'll be back to my highest loss, which I think is 90.6. I'll take more, obviously, but I'll be happy with just 0.2. So that's about it for tonight. So stay strong, stay healthy, stay safe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.